So in this video, we're going to talk about how you can use the right tool for the right issue or theme in your life. So for example, if you seem to always meet like the wrong partner, or you can't get your business off the ground, or you always have like superficial friendships, or just something very specific for you in your life where you feel like I just can't get ahead with this theme or with this topic in my life. We kind of talk about how you can connect to your own wisdom to discern which is the right tool for you to advance on that and which is the right time. And also maybe how or where are you avoiding your own growth? And hey, if this is the first time that we meet, I'm Jonas, and on this channel we talk about authenticity and personal growth. We provide tools and ideas that help you gain clarity, freedom, and fulfillment in your life. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing. So I'm going to start this off by telling a personal story that highlights the importance of using the right tool at the right time. So I'm in this facilitated training, and in the first week of this training, we're doing some circle work, which is kind of a group of people in a circle, and there's one person in the center that the facilitator is working with, or maybe multiple people. And I was working through some traumatic event that happened in my childhood, and I was kind of aware of that, but I wasn't really ever getting a handle on that, and wasn't really ever able to really connect to that deeply, and transform that to the degree that I was able to do it there. And it's interesting because this actually has a lot of impact on other parts of my life. It was like a theme that I was only able to like connect to in this specific context. What I realized is that because of this group setting and because of the specific tool that we were using there, it was much more easy for me to actually really go into that and really transform that to a degree that I wasn't able to do it before or in other contexts. And so this really highlighted for me the importance of actually being really attuned to what is actually the right setting, the right tool, the right time to actually transform something. So let's make an example. Let's say you have difficulty like connecting with people and really feeling them, and then it might actually be good to do something which really includes the body, maybe some somatic therapy, or just like doing something that really connects the body instead of doing talk therapy. Or if you have something specific with women, maybe it's best to work with women to transform that. Or maybe it's best to work with men. You have to like really listen. Or if you have like trouble accessing your anger and like really like feeling your full power, then it might be good to work with something where you use your body, where you use your voice, rather than maybe just doing talk therapy or doing maybe stillness, mindfulness, meditation. That might not necessarily be the right tool for that. Oftentimes when you have patterns or themes in our lives that seem to pop up all the time, it's important to really see what is it connected to, and also feel inside of yourself what would actually be the right tool or the right framework to kind of work with that. And when talking about framework, it's important to note like a framework, like a frame, is like you put the reality into a certain frame, into a certain form, so it's easier for you to deal with it and to apply kind of like that lens. Like what are you doing? By putting it into a frame, you're actually putting on a lens and you look at the reality in a simplified way, which can be very useful. But it's also important to note that sometimes you have to like let go of that frame and use another frame, or maybe even completely zoom out and actually kind of like feel more into the whole of everything and get more into like actual consciousness rather than like trying to like grasp something with the mind in order to get ahead. I actually did a video on that called Infinite Consciousness versus Finite Mind, where I really talk about the mind being able to kind of logically work in some areas, but then there's other areas that kind of like are logically connected and make sense. But sometimes you have to be able to zoom out and let go of your wanting to understand, to be able to like feel into and understand the bigger picture of how things are and how things are actually connected. If you're interested in that, I will link the video up here. One other important thing to note is that there's a polarity between jumping from one tool to another and sticking with only one tool for very long or even too long. And so there are some people that are like running from one workshop to another, from one tool to another. And for them, it sometimes might be important to just stick with something and go deeper. And then there might be the other person that is just going very, very deep just with one tool, but they're kind of like missing out their actual next opportunity to grow by using some other lens, some other tool, some other framework. So for yourself, just be aware of that and also listening to yourself, where are you on the scale? Maybe you're on the scale to actually try out something new, something else, because what you're using is not really working. Or maybe you're avoiding to actually go deeper with this one tool by trying to jump to another. So that's just the polarity to be aware of for yourself. So what I invite you to do now is to ask yourself, are there certain themes in your life that seem to pop up regularly in your life? See themes that you feel like you can't really seem to advance on them. And then ask yourself, what was your approach in transforming those themes or that theme? Have you been actually working on it, or have you been avoiding it? If you're working on it, what lens have you put on? What tools have you used? And are these the most adequate tools and approaches to actually work with that? What might have been tools and approaches you might have avoided, and why? I actually have a funny anecdote about that. I interviewed a tantra teacher, Mahar McKay, about 1 or 2 years ago on this channel, and she was doing something that she calls emotional releasing. And it's like this very expressive method that kind of uses the body and the voice to transform certain emotions, especially anger, but also other emotions. And I was looking at that, and I was kind of like looking down a little bit on that, because I felt like it's very expressive, it's like very kind of crude, like really just using the body, because I'm also doing releasing. And my kind of releasing is more like, still like you're just feeling into the emotions and allow them to come up and allow them to be processed. So it's a less loud form of releasing. And I was kind of like looking at this approach, but then recently, actually in this facilitator training, I only just realized how important it actually is for me to really use my body and also use this other approach, other way of releasing, to actually work through some stuff. And oftentimes when we're avoiding something, it's because there is gold there for us. And there was gold there for me, for sure. And if there is some approach that you feel like you're kind of like looking down on, or if there's some certain tools or ways of working that you kind of look down on, it's like, well, that's silly, like I wouldn't do that, I wouldn't work with that, that's just so silly or maybe even too simple, then ask yourself, why are you avoiding it? Because maybe there might be some gold in there for you. And when inquiring into those questions, allow your body and allow your intuition to work. Really feel into those themes and topics where you feel like you can't seem to advance on. What does your body say? Like, what are the hunches in your stomach? Like, what is the feeling? Where does it drive you to advance with that? And then listen to your intuition, listen to your thoughts, especially the first thought that's just coming up. Just listen to this thought and like, what does it say? What does this thought say? And because the first thought is oftentimes like your own inner wisdom coming up. And through that, you connect your own inner wisdom, your body wisdom, and your mind wisdom, your intuition, that allows you to be guided and really feel and understand where you need to go to advance with that kind of topic. Also, I'm thinking about creating a video on intuition and connecting to the wisdom of your own body. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. And so now that you're connected to your own body and to your own wisdom, allow yourself to ask yourself, like, are you using the right tools, or frameworks, or approaches to transform that theme or that topic in your life? Allow this to sink into your body and really feel, and also listen to like, what does your intuition say? Let it really drop in and ask yourself, are you using the right tools and at the right time? And just see how it's working inside of you and see what comes out of your own wisdom in terms of where your next growth step is. And also let me know in the comments, what are your ways of working with topics? Like, what are your favorite tools? Let me know that in the comments. So if you liked the video, please hit the like button. And if you want to support my channel, please subscribe to my channel and also turn on notifications so you'll be notified when new videos are going to come out. And hey, there are so many videos on this channel. I would invite you to watch some more of them. This one is the one where I talk about how to live an authentic life. And this one is the one where I'm talking about a simple way of letting go and transforming emotions, which is kind of one of the ways of releasing that I use. So you can check that out. Thanks for watching and have a great day.